Hello, I'm Dr. Elizabeth Freed, and welcome to the Executive Coaching Corner. Today, I have the pleasure of having a virtual cup of coffee with my client, Ryan Nelson. Ryan is the president of Merch Connection and an artist manager at Good Fight Entertainment. Merch Connection provides e-commerce solutions, tour fulfillment, and VIP ticketing for a client list that has grown to what, 150, Ryan? Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, that's within the alternative music community. Good Fight Entertainment provides full service management, including big picture career planning, tour logistics, and business services for its clients. So welcome this morning.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Thank you for having me.
To begin, tell me how you landed in the alternative music space.
I grew up in Westminster, California, which is part of Orange County. Orange County has a reputation of being a hotbed for punk rock, hardcore, metal, and various other genres that we could call alternative. When I was about 12 years old, a friend of mine had given me a CD by a band called Strong Arm, and once I heard that album, I was basically immediately hooked on it. All I wanted to do was participate in that music in any way that I could, which meant talking my parents into taking me and my friends to various shows in Orange County, and ultimately me deciding that I needed to play guitar. And many hours were spent after school playing guitar in the garage, doing everything I could to figure out how to play these songs from these handful of CDs that I owned at the time. And I was just infatuated with the whole performance aspect of it, as well as just the music in and of itself. And as a result, me and my buddies began to play music together, and I began touring with a few bands of my own or filling in with others that were founded by my friends and so on.
So where all did you tour?
Toured North America probably over a dozen times, Europe, the United Kingdom, and that was the most extensive territories were markets throughout those territories there. It was a really valuable learning experience, and it's experience that I keep with me today.
Well, it sounds like you're having a great time. So what caused you to move from playing in bands to serving bands from a business perspective?
Yeah, it's a good question. So after touring for a few years, it became very evident that there's a big difference between a guy that plays guitar and wants to have a good time touring with his friends all over the world, and a guy that plays guitar in a band as part of a career. I never made that switch into being a professional guitar player. And aside from that, the business side of music became much more interesting to me, and that became my greater focus. On one tour specifically, it just kind of hit me like a sack of bricks. Like, what am I doing? I'm not serving the band that I'm performing with well, because I'm just not mentally there as a performer. It's not what I want to do. And so at that time, the switch from being in a touring band to merchandising and artist management was immediate.
Okay. So once you made that transition, what were the early years of the company like, and how did you make it work? That was a big switch for you.
It was a very big switch, and it came with a very harsh learning curve in both merchandising and artist management. On the merchandising side, our first warehouse was a 350 square foot space in a particularly rough part of San Bernardino. And the hours were just endless. I recall one time when we had picked up a new client, there was a deadline we had to meet, and it required us to work for 36 hours straight. Doing that with concrete flooring becomes really tough, and I remember tying blank hoodies around my feet to provide some extra padding so that we could just keep going and get it done. That was really it. Every day we were just trying to gain ground inch by inch. Each order was printed and fulfilled on a dollar by dollar basis. I never had any money for myself at that time, and that was fine because I loved the job.
Great. So despite the challenges you just described, perseverance and tenacity led you to this impressive list of 150 clients with further expansion in sight. If I may take you back for a moment, I'd like to switch to the band side of the equation.
Yeah.
Now that you've seen both the band and the business sides, what would you encourage bands to keep in mind as they navigate their careers?
That's a great question. What I would recommend to a band currently is be the best version of your own band and nothing else. Right now, the competition in our genres and all of its various subgenres is devastatingly extreme. And during this time, I see bands more frequently looking over the shoulder of other bands to see what they're doing, or using the game plan or creative decisions of another band as a metric for what they should be doing in their own careers. And that's when things really get into trouble. So when the conversation with management becomes, hey, a band that I know tried a song at Active Rock Radio, so if only our label would spend a bunch of money and just kind of throw that out there on the wall and see if it sticks, we'd be huge. And that's when it really becomes dangerous for a band currently. Being how the competition is so extreme, the focus should always be on being the best version of your own band and making creative decisions that apply to your unique situation instead of comparing yourself to every other band that's out there and trying to either emulate or project something that isn't true just for the sake of appearing to be bigger than another band.
Well, that makes sense to me. So Ryan, as you continue to grow your company, how is it different from the numerous merch companies out there in your world?
With our company, we have staff on hand for every step of every service. On the production side, we have our own facility that handles screen printing, embroidery, and a number of other production methods. On the e-commerce side, we have a fully stocked warehouse with staffing that is able to ship all orders within 24 hours from the time they're placed. We also have a flash sale or limited edition website that we've been using. And we're doing a lot of cut and sew or customized garments for that sort of thing that is stand out and progressive, in my opinion. And on the VIP ticketing side, we have staff on hand that can design unique products to make sure that fans are receiving a unique VIP experience, as well as a dedicated staff to make sure logistically all the VIP ticketing and fan club experiences are working out correctly. So essentially, there's no holes in the process. We have staff on hand for every step of the way, and we're with our clients every step of the way throughout each step in the process.
So it's my understanding you have kind of a world-class design team in the alternative music space.
Yes, that's true.
They've been with you a long time. You've been in business now almost, what, 10 years?
Yeah, correct. Since 2008, near 10 years.
Great. Well, I appreciate your taking the time with me today, Ryan, especially your candid and entertaining, eye-opening account of the alternative music space from both a band and business perspective. I'll look forward to hearing from you when I understand you're going to be launching a new service soon, second quarter, I think. And so we'll pick this up again and we'll have a part 2 of our interview. So thank you and good morning.
Sounds great. Thanks again.